Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun. I welcome you all back to the 5th discussion on my Smash discussion topic videos, asking myself various questions and giving my opinions on various topics, and then giving you guys the reins to answer it in the comments section what you guys think your opinions are on these topics or your answers are to these questions dealing with the Smash Brothers series, Smash Ultimate or otherwise. I've already done, like I said, this is my 5th one, so I've done 4 so far. 1 talking about third-party ideas that could still potentially happen in Smash Brothers series. Are there too many Fire Emblem characters? The new mystery mode, and why hasn't Mario's Final Smash been changed? Minuscule one, but this one is. This topic is for the 5th one. It's going to be, are we going to get a new retro character in this game? Because we haven't seen them announced yet. And usually, besides Duck Hunt Dog and Smash Bros. 4, normally the retro characters are announced fairly early on. But we have, and it's kind of become a tradition for the series to get at least one new retro character every game since Melee. And that's my question, is like, are we going to see a new one? And right now, we haven't seen one yet, but Duck Hunt did come out, very, very late in announcement to the game, like right around the time the game I think was launched. I think or shortly before, they did announce that, Duck Hunt, the dog and bird and whatever, Duck Hunt was going to be in the game, and that was Smash Bros. 4's retro character. For those of you that don't know exactly, if you come across this video, you know exactly what retro characters are in the Smash Bros. Franchise. But the retro characters have been included since the days, since Melee, and the first game in Melee that these characters were included, we had Mr. Game & Watch, and we had Ice Climbers. Then Brawl came out, and we had Pit, who at the time of Smash Bros. Brawl was still a retro character because the series Kid Icarus, they hadn't had a game since the early 90s with the, Kid Icarus 2 on the Game Boy, and Rob, and we still had Mr. Game & Watch, and we still had Ice Climbers. Then we go on to Smash Bros. 4, and Duck Hunt, like I basically mentioned, was, there. And there's so many other retro characters from the NES, from the Game Boy, from the olden era of, Nintendo that has not had a game in X amount of years, and decades even, multiple generations of Nintendo systems. There's multiple ones still to include, and right now in terms of Smash Brothers Ultimate, we haven't really, none of the rumors really have brought up retro characters except for one. There was one rumor, I don't know which one it was. Like I said, there's a billion of them. I have no idea which one's this and which one's that, whatever. But there is a rumor that's talking about the potential ability of Prince Sable actually being the retro character for this game, which, if that's the retro character, it's cool and all, and I did do a newcomer video on that character, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, there's multiple other ones that I think would be a better choice, but it'd be cool if it was him. But that was like the only one. Every other rumor and list, these are the newcomers, none of them really have retro characters on them. And it's making me question, is this going to be the first Smash Bros. Game to not, since this tradition, since this pattern has been going on since Melee, for us not to get a new retro character? And it's kind of weird if this is the case, because we've become so accustomed for them to include at least one retro character, Sakurai to include one retro character, and we haven't seen them yet. And people will probably respond, like King K. Rool and the Belmonts are retro characters. There's a difference between a character being classic and a character being retro. Like, a classic character, like Mario's classic, and Mario's historical, and Link's historical, and Marth's historical, and all these characters that have been around for a long time are historical, iconic, classic characters. I get that. What retro technically means is a character from a franchise that hasn't had a game in a long time. A character's franchise been dormant, been dead for years, for decades, for generations of Nintendo systems. Characters that don't see a new game on a regular basis. Like, when was the last time we saw something from the Game & Watch collection? Like, they did something on DS, right? But it was like a mashup of the games. Nothing new since, like, the Game Boy, I think, and the actual Game & Watches. Ice Climbers haven't had a game since Ice Climber on the NES. Rob only had being an accessory in, like, Gyromite and whatever the other game was on the NES. And then, like, Pit, at the time of Smash Bros. 4, only had the original on the NES and the second one on the Game Boy. Now he has Uprising. Now he represents just Kid Icarus in general. He's no longer a retro character because he's coherently been recently used within the last decade. So now he's not a retro character. And then Duck Hunt, because obviously we haven't had a Duck Hunt game since, Duck Hunt on the NES. It's like that's basically what Sakurai goes by for the term retro characters, characters from games long since been used in the past of Nintendo's past history that they don't utilize anymore, that doesn't get new games anymore, long that past, usually from the NES, but I think the Game Boy would fit into the same thing, or even the Super Nintendo and N64 maybe at this point, and the Game Boy Color, like stuff like that. But mostly it's been NES so far based, or like the Game & Watches, like really classic, or an accessory like Rob, but like super old school, Nintendo. And like I said, we have not seen one yet. I still think we're going to get at least one, and there's numerous ones yet. I've done numerous ones in my Smash Newcomer list. People online, on Facebook, and the Smash boards and whatnot talk about numerous retro Nintendo characters. The Mach Rider, Starman, Fighter Hayabusa, Takamaru, who's again an assist trophy, Prince Sable. I'm trying to think of some old school characters at this point. Mike Jones, Bub and Bob, if they want to go for a third party old school retro character. The Sheriff. All these old school characters from Nintendo's past that they haven't utilized in forever, or video game companies in general haven't utilized in forever. And the possibility of us not getting one of them in Smash Brothers Ultimate after getting at least one in every game since Melee feels weird, because that's kind of become like a Smash tradition. Like, there's patterns to the Smash Bros. Games. There's traditions, it feels like. There's always like a new retro character. There's always a new generation Pokemon, a new game from Fire Emblem being represented in the series. There's always a new third party now. At least one new third party since Snake and Sonic broke the mold of Nintendo-only characters. And like, it feels like these traditions and these, patterns to the Smash Bros. Series, we become accustomed to expect them all the time, and this game might break a couple of them. And it's really kind of sad because we've become accustomed to them since the original, since Melee, to actually kind of expect that stuff in Brawl and Smash 4, and hopefully in this one, and some of them still might happen, but some of them may not. There's numerous retro characters to still include in this series, to include in, not just Smash Ultimate, but future entries in the Smash Bros. Series, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 onwards. But, are we going to get one is the question. And I still think we're going to get one. We haven't seen all the newcomers yet, and we don't even know about what potentially could happen as DLC, which I do believe is going to happen. Because, Nintendo and their DLC lately, every single game from them has DLC, so maybe we'll see one in the DLC, who knows. But, we haven't seen one yet. And normally we see them early on, but in Smash Bros. 4, it was a little bit different because Duck Hunt was one of the last characters announced. While, in the likes of Smash Bros., Melee and Brawl, we knew about Mr. Game & Watch fairly early. The Ice Climbers were in the initial launch trailer for Smash Bros. Melee. We knew about Pit in the launch trailer of Smash Bros. Brawl, and Rob decently early too. So it's like it could happen right now. We can pretty much get a retro character announced on December 6th before the game comes out. You never know, because Duck Hunt was announced fairly late, but some characters were announced fairly early, so anything's possible. I'm just saying I just don't know if we're going to get one. I do think we're going to get hopefully one, and like I said, Prince Sable is the rumored one on one of the rumored lists. But most of the lists don't really talk about retro characters, and that's kind of becoming weird to me, because now I don't know which ones to trust, which ones to look at, which ones to consider. If any of them have any truth to them, which some of them seem to, I don't know. So yeah, that's basically just the topic there. Is are there going to be any new retro characters in Smash Bros. Ultimate? And my answer is hopefully so, because that's what we're being grown to expect. But at the same time, we haven't seen anything yet, and anything that's been rumors and leaks about this game haven't really talked about a retro character. We've seen leaks talking about Geno, which is our third-party character really, and he can count as retro in a sense, but he has made an appearance recently on one of those Mario RPG games, like Mario and Luigi. People, the lists talk about Elma and Rex and Pyra and the likes of King K. Rool or Dixie Kong or Yuri Lowell from Tales of Vesperia has been on one of the rumor lists. I think Lloyd Irving was on one of them. The Black Knight, all these characters that wouldn't count as retro characters. They're new, or they're not that old, or they're not that retro. And it feels weird because I don't know which ones to trust, which echoes to go by, which lists and stuff like that. And it's I personally don't know, but I do think we're going to get one. And they're going to be announced probably later on by the game or after the game releases. or they might be in the DLC. But anything's possible, really, at this point. And I'm hoping we see more new characters, or more retro characters. But it can go either way right now. It's just we've become so accustomed to seeing them. I would hope it continues in Smash Ultimate and onward, because we're used to seeing them, and there's so many classic retro characters to still add alongside the new Nintendo characters and the third-party characters and whatnot. So it can go either way. But on topic of the question, will there be new retro characters? Is there going to be any new retro characters? My answer is hopefully. Not a guarantee at this point, but the Smash series has usually gotten one, so it's hopefully more in the positive direction that we'll see at least one of them, even if they have to be DLC. But anything's possible at this point. It just feels weird if we don't, because we've become so accustomed to seeing at least one. So there's that. But put in the comment section what you guys think. Do you guys think we're going to see a new retro character? And what retro characters do you think stand a chance to be in there? Like, what retro Nintendo characters do you think stand a chance for us to actually see in Smash Brothers, Ultimate, or a future game? But in terms of this discussion in Smash Bros. Ultimate specifically, so like, will we see one or not? Will this be the first Smash Brothers game since the original to not just include a classic retro character for the sake of including an old school NES, Super Nintendo, Game Boy type character? I don't know. So, put in the comments below, we can discuss it, have fun, and see you all later in the next Smash discussion when I bring back my newcomer series and other videos, Smash related or otherwise. My name is Thanks Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to, and have a lovely day.